Oh, testing, testing. It was all right, boys. Welcome back to another economics video, in which this time we are going to talk about chapter 22. As you have already seen from the screen, we are going to talk about fiscal and monetary policies. Okay, now please pay attention for this series of video. Now, chapter 22 is a very important chapter. In fact, one of the most difficult chapter in your whole economic syllabus. So please pay attention and make sure you know what's going on in this chapter. All right. Now for this chapter, we're probably going to break it down into a lot of smaller videos. Okay. Now, because we're going to talk about three things. Now, first, we are going to talk about taxation, in which would be the revenue for our government, right? And then second, we are going to talk about expenditure and budget, right? Now, those are not exactly too difficult. But the last part, we are going to talk about fiscal and monetary policy, in which there will be four objectives that we need to balance, and there will be a lot of data response questions. So it will only get harder and harder. Okay, so for this first video, we are going to start off with something simple. We are going to talk about the principle of taxation. Okay, now remember, taxation is a source of revenue for the government, right? Now, therefore, when we do taxation, we need to also be mindful of several, let's say, objectives or principles, or else, just think about it, right? Everyone needs to pay taxation, or I should say, most of us needs to pay tax, right? Now, it needs to be fair, etc. Now, Adam Smith, this guy, if you remember, the father of economics, he actually proposed there should be four principles to abide when we design a taxation. Okay, now let's get started. Here, first principle, it should be certainty. Okay, now it means that the rules, the calculation about tax must be clearly defined and easily ascertainable. Now, basically, what it means is that you should know beforehand the amount of taxation, or whether is it taxable or not. It should be clear before you even have to pay the tax, not guessing. 你應該要好清楚究竟自己可以俾幾多稅啊，或者使唔使俾稅㗎 ？Okay, they need to explain the rules very clearly. Now, in Hong Kong, I would argue this one is easily ascertainable. Now, for example, if you go to the government website, you will get a so-called tax calculator, in which you just need to type in your income and you get the exact amount of tax you need to pay. Okay, very easy. Now, second principle, it would be something, now let's skip the second, go to the third and fourth. Okay, now third, we are going to talk about convenience. Okay, now when you pay tax, the method of payment should be easy and convenient. Okay, low cost. For example, in Hong Kong, you can pay in EPS, or you can go to ATM, or even go to 7-Eleven to pay tax. A lot of easy and cheap way to pay the tax. 係嘛？俾稅最緊要夠快、夠方便，係嘛？如果唔係話大佬，我去交稅又要嘥好多錢嘅。If I need to spend a lot of money, a lot of extra money to pay the tax, that would not be good, right? Now, the counterpart would be economy principle. Now, this type basically the same as convenience, only that this is more targeted towards the government, and this more for the taxpayer. 一個係要政府收得方便，一個係要俾稅俾得方便。Okay, both of us needs to be convenient. Okay, the administrative cost for collecting tax should be as low as possible. Okay, nowadays we use electronic payment, so most of the time, these two go hand in hand. Most of the time. Now, finally, when we talk about equity, now what it means is that now the tax payable should be proportional to the income level. The higher your income, the more tax you need to pay. Now, but then according to Adam Smith, the tax should be proportional in nature. Now, later on in our next video, we will talk about proportional, progressive, and regressive tax. OK， 我哋到時會講嗰幾個 tax 啦。OK， now according to Adam Smith, only one of them, proportional tax, would be in line with equity principle. 好嘛？嗱，所以啦，呢個要記一記啦。嗱 ，this is rather strange, right? Because remember, counterintuitively, when we talk about progressive tax, now later on, you know, progressive means when you're richer, you pay even more. Now, counterintuitively, this is not in line with the equity principle. Okay, 得唔得？ All right, now, these are not exactly too difficult. So let's look at some examples of how we deal with it, right? Now here, 2000, year 2000. Now it says, the payment of salary tax and profit tax can be paid by PPS, right? Phone service, okay? Can transfer money from the bank account to the government, okay? Now, you don't need to go. Now, as opposed to, okay, as opposed to going in person. You don't need to go all the way to the Inland Revenue Department in person to pay the tax. You just need to use PPS. Nowadays, even better. You go to e-banking, you go to those FPS, 係咪好多唔同嘅名啊？我都唔知啦，太多啦。Okay, even 7-Eleven, like we already mentioned, right? So this is in line with convenience because right now we are talking about tax payer. Now, payer 啦，就係 convenience 啦。Okay, we're talking about convenience here. All right, now not too difficult. Now next one, 2002. Now suppose the government of an economy announced that people have to pay, okay, have to pay a general sales tax of 2% of a selling price. The government also launches a serious program to make sure understand the new tax. Okay, now let's see which principle is illustrated by the above measure. Okay, now here you see they explain is 2% of selling price. So you don't need to guess how much and make sure they understand the rules, the amount. 係咪見到呢啲字眼啊？ It means it would be the certainty principle. 係咪？原來啦，幫佢認識隻稅。 Right? That would be certainty. All right? 好嘛？嗱 next one. Here. Now, 2009. In Hong Kong, citizens are allowed to make the tax payment. 你一見到 payment 呢個字即係咩意思啊？ Convenience 咯，都唔使睇啦，係嘛？ We are more concerned on the paying part. That would be convenience. All right, now practice paper. Inland Revenue Department will inform every salary taxpayer the amount of tax payment. Okay, amount 你知道要交幾多啦 ？Again, this is certainty principle. 你知道交幾多嘛？係咪？ All right, now next one. Now in July 2009, introduce an environmental levy of 50 cents, right? Now, first of all, here, you know exactly the amount. 你知道幾多 amount 喎 which means certainty is ensured. 係咪啊 ？Okay, now with the first phase covering chain or etc. 一紮嘢啦。Now small shops are exempt， 唔關事啦。Customers can pay. 你一見到 pay 呢個字 right? Payment, it obviously have to do with convenience. 係嘛？ Now, remember what I say. Whenever it is convenient for you to pay, usually it also means it is convenient for government to collect the tax. 咁冇理由你方便俾佢唔方便收嘅啫，好難噶嘛，係咪啊 ？OK， 好嘛 ？So it is least in line with equality or equity principle 嗱，兩個名都得嘅。OK， 好嘛？嗱 ，because later on in our next video, you will learn that when we have a fixed amount here, when it is a fixed amount of tax, it would be something we call regressive tax. OK， 嗱，我哋嘅 regressive 啦。When it is regressive, we know that since it is not proportional, it won't be in line with the equity principle. 好嘛，就係咁做啦。好啦 ，so well actually that would cover the principle of taxation as our introductory topic. OK， 好嘛，嗱 ，so we will continue with the type of taxation or classification of taxation in our next video. Okay, so see you again in our next video. See you then.